Hold on, wrong one.
UndergroundVideoNetwork.com presents the We Talk Too Much podcast.
This is where the fun begins.
Comic books, superheroes, sci-fi, gaming, and everything nerdy.
That's it. This is just too weird.
Now, here's your host of the We Talk Too Much podcast, Mike and Richard.
Hey,
welcome back, everyone. Let's try this again. The people who are listening to this have absolutely no idea what the hell just happened. Hey, everyone, and welcome to this second edition of the Underground Video Network's We Talk Too Much. I am Michael Boroff.
I'm Richard Catterjohn.
Rich, how's it going?
Good. Official announcement. I want to get this out of the way.
Yep.
I am now a grad student at the University of Oklahoma. Online.
Oklahoma, where the BAs are all online.
I know I've dropped a couple of hints that I've been going there, but I wasn't sure how to announce it yet, and I kind of held off a little bit, but I just want everybody to know that, yeah, I'm taking a grad program online. So you'll see a bunch of postings on my Facebook and Insta of class projects, because right now I'm in a 3D animation class, so that'll be pretty cool.
Bringing some clout to the podcast. I mean, my associate's degree just looks pathetic now. This man's going for the grad program. Oh, man. Rich, how's it going?
Like I said, busy. Of course, we live in Ohio, both of us, different cities, but
yeah,
you know, we got kind of a nice little snowstorm the other night.
Yeah, it's almost like 2022 decided, you know what? I've let you off with winter for as long as I possibly can. You're getting it all this weekend. Like the entirety of winter in one weekend. Yeah, it was. The last few days here in Ohio have been nuts.
Yeah, it started out that big rainstorm on Wednesday and then kind of froze over and then snow.
Yeah. And I was one of those people. I was at work Wednesday night and it went from downpour rain to, hey, what's that over there? Looked back out the window. Oh, it's snowing now. Like there was no transition whatsoever. It just was like, boom.
It's just like eating a Big Boys, right?
Oh, my God. Yeah. From 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds. So, yeah, like many people, the past few days, depending on what county you're from or what state you're in, you know, we've been going through the different levels. You know, like my county was 2, where I worked was 3. The county across the street was 1, you know, but snow days, man. Level 3s are like the adult equivalent of snow days when you're in school. You know, you see a bunch of it. Well, we don't even have radios or anything anymore. Because remember that, Richard? Here's how old we are. Remember, you would wake up in the morning, you'd see the snow, and you would turn your radio on to the local station because we didn't have the internet. It was like, okay, all right, you got to listen to this song, got to listen to this song. Okay. Get dressed for work, you know, school. But yeah, I like many people have taken a little bit of a Ferris Bueller's approach to the past few days and just stayed. Well, he didn't stay home, but I didn't go to work.
You did your adventures around the house, you know.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, this place is clean. Oh, but yeah, the one nice thing is though, aside from getting caught up on a lot of house stuff, man, I got to get caught up on so much content this last week.
Oh, cool.
And I think I'm wearing the shirt. I think one of the big things everybody has been talking about and everybody made time for this week was the Mandalorian. I was going to say, no, you know what? Here's what's funny was I was going to make the joke The
Just do it.
Mandalorian.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you, dude.
No, I was going to make the joke, but I ended up not doing it and saying it legitimately. No,
Yeah, I thought you was going to do Boba Fett. I thought.
no, I really was. It was like my brain was going to go for the joke, and I decided not to. And I instinctively did say the Mandalorian season 2.5.
Oh, that's us. That's just us.
Yeah, but yes, the last couple episodes, because we didn't get a chance to talk last week.
Nope.
The Book of Boba Fett, or as people are referring to it as the Mandalorian season 2.5. Don't get me wrong, I like the Book of Boba Fett, but it really does say something when the best 2 episodes of your series have nothing to do with you.
Oh, he had a cameo in this last one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he got to explain why he brought everybody together. He was kind of like the what was the guy's name off of the Charlie's Angels?
Bosley.
Bosley.
Yeah.
Boba Fett was literally the Bosley of that episode. This is why I brought you all together. But man, you want to talk about a complete and utter surprise these last 2 episodes. I mean, I think we all had the feeling that the Mandalorian was going to make a cameo.
Right.
Not that he was going to dominate the last 2 episodes. And I got to tell you, man, here's another thing that's really funny to say is the last 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett are the best episodes of The Mandalorian. They're the best episodes of not one, but 2 different TV shows.
I want to say this is what they're going to try to be doing with all of the series in Star Wars. You know, I think it's going to tie together somehow. You know, I know they're going to have some trouble later on because Obi-Wan takes place earlier, so we probably won't have as much tie-ins with like Obi-Wan. But I really like that they did do this a little bit. A lot of people have been complaining this, that. I don't know. I just think it made this season a little bit different than other seasons.
Yeah, it was almost like a palate cleanser. You know what I mean? It took all the things, the drama that we've been going through with Boba Fett and the Syndicate and getting everything prepared for the upcoming war with the Syndicate, and just kind of like took a step back. And
and I don't know. I like the storytelling of this, but like you and me had originally talked about the first couple of episodes of Boba Fett. They're just too darn slow.
Yeah.
I mean, we mentioned that the last time.
Yeah. And you got to figure, these episodes were written probably more than a year ago. But it makes you wonder if in like the writer's room, they got so far and went, damn, this is boring. Shit, we're going to lose people. You know what'll get them back? Then what probably happened is I can, because you and I hang around enough writers to get kind of, especially you, Richard, you know how the creative process is.
Yeah.
It probably started off as a 1-episode idea, but then the story just progressed to the point where they're like, shit, we're going to have to make this 2 episodes.
Oh, and especially bringing in Howard as the director. I mean, she really knows how to do Star Wars. She
really does. For those who are wondering, we're talking about Bryce Dallas Howard.
Right.
Daughter of famous director Opie Taylor. I mean, Ron Howard. Richie Cunningham. I mean, Ron Howard. No, she really is. And that's one of the great things about these new Star Wars properties is when you see the talent that is responsible for creating these shows. A few years ago, you never would have thought. Jon Favreau.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to go hipster for just a second. I am an old school Jon Favreau fan. I remember Maid, Swingers, if you ever get a chance to, this is a movie I highly recommend. It's called PCU. If you go back and you watch PCU and you try to wrap your brain around the fact that that guy is going to be the savior of one of the saviors of the Marvel Universe and Star Wars, you think you were freaking crazy.
Well, he actually created the MCU more than anything. You know,
yes.
He laid the groundwork. We'll say that.
Yeah, with Iron Man, and I mean, really, you think about everything that this man is really responsible for, the creation of the MCU, even other than that, Elf. This, you know what I mean? Not very many people can say that they have created an entire universe and a legitimate Christmas classic. Like, I dare say that Elf will be one of those movies that in 20, 30 years from now, kids will be watching on their Holo programs or whatever the hell fancy, their MP30s or whatever, you know.
Goggle glasses.
Yeah. Oh no, we're talking like Minority Report.
Let's go to all the way to Free Jack and just Jack in the back of the head.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're gonna Matrix right into Elf, you know. But yeah, then you think about Bryce Dallas Howard. I mean, first of all, she's a phenomenal actress. I mean, her work in one of my favorite episodes of Black Mirror, like ever. Oh my God. If you get a chance to go back, I think it was the first episode of season 2 of Black Mirror. That episode was profound. Cool. It was one of those where it was playing off of like social media to the point where as I'm watching it.
Yeah, I did watch that. Yeah. Like
real time likes and dislikes are affecting people. Like it was profound to the point where I will be the first to admit this is a true story. As I'm watching it, I'm playing on my phone. I set my phone down. I'm like, okay, message received. I got it. She was great in that. Gwen Stacy. She was phenomenal as Gwen Stacy.
Right.
Her work in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
But if you'd have told me that she was going to be responsible for directing some of the best episodes of Star Wars, I'd been like, what? She's great, but she really, I mean, that was one of the few times like, easy, Bryce, your dad is showing, you know, with the directing, phenomenal. And those last 2 episodes that she directed were brilliantly directed.
Yeah, like I said, I think they're just, you know, taking Star Wars to the level, you know, that the fans really want, you know.
Yeah.
And not overplaying. I mean, yeah, a few episodes you can tell is really fan made, but other than that, it seems like it's trying to be even more creative, you know.
Yeah, because let's be honest, Richard. I mean, when in the season finale of The Mandalorian, which will live in infamy when Luke showed up to take Grogu, I think we all thought this was great. Never going to happen again. This is too monumental. Jesus Christ. We got an entire episode where he made up like 45 to damn near 50% of it, and it worked.
Yeah. The CG kind of worked this time.
Yeah. They probably got a hold of that guy that did all the deep fakes on any internet and went, hey, dude, can we get you to step away from the porn and actually do some legitimate stuff, right? Yeah. But seriously, somewhere Sebastian Stan or his doppelganger from the Eternals was sitting going, really? Really? I would have done it. I would have done it. But no, it really did. It worked so much better this time.
And I liked how they did a lot of homage back to his original training with Yoda.
Oh, yes. The backpack.
Yeah.
I lost it, man.
And then running through the forest, woods, or whatever. Yeah. Because it wasn't a jungle. It was more of a forest, you know.
And it answered one of the greatest questions all time. Was with Grogu being so damn little, like how did he constantly keep up Granted, we didn't see that with the Mandalorian, but the fact that he'd take a few steps, Luke would force move him. Dude, I don't know what it was, but that was such a small touch that I absolutely loved. And it worked so well because they didn't draw attention to it. It wasn't like Luke went, "Hey, hold on a second. You're kind of slow with your little bitty legs." No. Didn't even acknowledge it. It was just like baby step, move forward, baby step, baby move.
Well, that's just like with the whole frog scenario. He was levitating one frog. He goes, "Look, if you learn the ways of the Force, look how many more you can have."
Oh my God. I fanboyed so hard during all of that. I was literally giddy like a school child. I was like, "Oh my God." I am embarrassed. I am so glad I watched it alone. Because the entire thing, I'm sitting there going, "Oh, it was embarrassing," but it like you said, it was like they took everything that we really loved. It was these last two especially this last episode was really for the fans,
right?
Like everything that the writers knew we loved. The stuff with the frog, we got more Luke. Osaka, holy shit, that one came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was just like, it's like she showed up just to deal with Mando, so.
Yeah.
And which is probably why they did that, because now they're letting Gorgo choose between him or the Force.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll figure out what he did. I was thinking after that, I go, what if he chose Mando?
Yeah. And you know what? Pretty much, a lot of the Facebook page and fan sites I follow, everyone has the same agreement. It's like they understand the training, but at the same time, when Luke was making him choose, everyone was like, like the first time since I was a little kid, I ever wanted to bitch slap Luke Skywalker. Like, how dare you, sir? How dare you?
But that's how it is. If you're a Jedi, you have to give up everything.
The only thing is, though, and I understand his growth, it really did show his growth and development, but at the same time, his hypocrisy. I remember when he was training, it's like, "Hey, my friends are in trouble. Oh, well, you could leave and help them, but you're training." And he was like, "Deuces, I'm out. I'm going to help my friends." This same son of a bitch that did that is going to make this little guy choose over his family, and because it seemed to work out all right for Luke,
Well,
yeah. But no, it was just so good, and going back to the previous episode, we got to see the actual ramifications of Din Djarin removing the helmet.
Oh, yeah.
But I think we're going to see him slowly starting to realize that, yes, this is the way he was brought up, and he's trying to instill that on Grogu, but at the same time, our culture's a little weird.
Yeah, I think this is really showing like how a lot of religions play out, And it really, that some people understand the religion and they want to follow the religion, but then all of a sudden it's like, just because it doesn't work with the rest of the world, you still have your religion, but maybe the religion needs to change a little bit to be able to incorporate even more. And for a person who has studied a lot of global religious myself, I kind of understand how some of these work and how you can incorporate religions together. I know, like, when like Catholics try to conquer the world, with the Spaniards invading Mexico and bringing their culture and stuff, they made the religion fit the area,
right?
And I can see that where he understands why they shouldn't, but there's other Mandalorians cultures that it's okay.
Yeah.
So where are they really at with this?
It's almost like he's starting to understand that the ways of Mandalore, the Mandalorian of Mandalore is, here's the world of Mandalore. We represent a small faction of it.
Right.
But the rest of the world of Mandalore is still doing their own thing, and maybe it's time to broaden out a little bit.
Well, maybe with him doing this, maybe he is the chosen one to be the black saber, right? The sword that would unify. It would unify his planet, and maybe he is chosen to lead. Maybe that's why he did get the sword technically in combat. And bring back to unify his planet. I mean, that would be a wild season itself, going back to the planet itself with his clan and trying to unify his clan with the other clans, and maybe changing the whole planet itself.
And in addition to that, with Grogu could be the bridge between the Mandalorians and the Jedi, like the original, where the person that created the dark saber.
Well, didn't they create it to defend themselves against the Jedi? Because didn't the Jedi do them wrong back in the day?
Later on, yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. That's why that whole mythology was created within the Mandalore.
Right.
And that was there to protect themselves. So perhaps he is the chosen to do the one that actually leads, because it always seems like it would be given to the person who it should be,
Yeah.
I hope that's what maybe they're going with for a third season or something,
It's almost like the Mandalorian and Grogu are both respectively the chosen ones for, But no, there were so many little things about that first episode. We got to see the return of the armorer.
Yeah.
We got to see Halo, or that planet, Oh, come on. Everybody, even if you've never played the game, like 90% of the people that was watching that episode when they first showed that ring all went, oh, the theme from Halo. Oh, I'm not doing it justice. Oh, like I was seriously expecting Master Chief to walk in the background, which they should have. And the fact that Halo wasn't owned by Paramount, I could have seen them doing that, just having the Master Chief just in the background, just walking past.
Well, that trailer is a whole nother subject after we're done talking.
Yes,
because we're not quite here yet.
Yeah, but no.
Well, the ring world looked nice. It
was cool. Yeah. It was a cool.
But I got to say one thing: ring worlds have been around a long time.
Oh,
Osmob did that way back in the day. So.
Yeah.
But it's like we're seeing Star Wars in this whole new light, and you can see they're still trying to market stuff too. I can see Disney marketing and stuff, and we have to put up with that. I mean, look, you got the shirt. You know what I'm saying. It's there, and the series will always be designed that way. I mean, because Lucas did that from the beginning, so we're already used to that. But
I will give them credit on one thing, though. Having this last episode have R2-D2, Luke Skywalker, and Ahsoka Tano, and still come out of left field. Yeah. Like, I was not prepared for it, like, at all. I mean, they did very well on keeping that under wraps.
Right, and we even got to see clone troopers.
You're right. Yes, we did.
Yeah, we had a little bit of everything from Clone Wars. So, this was a perfect time to go back to Disney Plus and rewatch all the Clone Wars, Yep.
Yeah.
I see what they're doing, They're keeping Disney Plus, they're keeping people wanting to keep their subscription.
Yeah. The only thing that bothered me, and I understand they probably threw it in as a throwaway line to make people go, oh, but to me, it didn't come across like I think they thought it was going to. But when Ahsoka Tano tells Luke, "Oh, you're so much like your father,"
No.
that I would have been like, "Whoa, no."
Well, I'll defend that a little bit because she knew him
True.
before the Darth Vader days, you know.
She knew Anakin. Yeah.
Yeah, she remembers Annie, so you know.
This is true. Yeah, but it was just the way she said it. I was kind of like, ah.
And I don't think they meant that as even a foreshadow because, you know, we know the future of Luke. You know, we know he goes off, becomes an old hermit living on his own after the fall of his Jedis, you know.
Yeah.
But hopefully, like I said, maybe they will play. Well, having Luke around now, maybe that'll play up to when he creates his order and then we get to see some of that.
And it was a nice touch showing the flashback of Grogu's experience when Order 66 went down.
Right.
That was, and I mean, it was only like a minute or two long, but it was still, even in that short, brief period, it answered so many questions. But at the same time, still left so much open. Like, we saw what happened, but we still don't know exactly how he escaped.
Yeah, like did he get captured by clone troopers? They decided to save him, you know, or use him as a experiment for Palpatine or, you know, whatever, you know. So we don't know for sure. But the only thing is, I hope after this season of Boba Fett, we can get away from Tatooine, even though I know we're going back to Obi-Wan and it's going to be on Tatooine. I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of Tatooine.
Oh, but speaking of Tatooine, though, man, talk about a great throwback. The mechanic.
Oh yeah.
And the moment that blew my damn mind was, granted, it probably wasn't BD1 from the video game, but it was still that same droid unit. Seeing BD1 or seeing a BD unit. In live action tickled me so much because I am a huge fan of the game. With Cal Kestis, I have the action figure. I love that little droid. For me, it's almost like R2, BD, and then BB. Well, I mean 3PO. I include 3PO with R2. But seeing that droid in real life, or quote unquote real life, I loved it so much. Again, that was purely for the fans.
and I love your take away a line. I dated a Jawa once.
Oh my God, they're so furry. I was like, oh my God, dude, the meme lord out there on the internet. The second she said that, we're just like, cut paste. Oh my God, like dude, it was literally like the next day I saw memes that were making me split my side. It was
the dating game one's the best.
Oh, the dating game one was the best, yes. And the other great one is the infamous meme from X-Men, from the X-Men cartoon, where Wolverine's holding the picture of Jean, and but it was like her. I saw it both ways, and I loved both of them. It was like her with a picture of the Jawa, but then there was another one where it was, instead of Wolverine, it was the Jawa's head and a picture of her. I was like, I absolutely died. I was like, yes. And nobody else could have done it besides Amy Sudeikis. Oh my God, I love her so much.
Straight face. It was straight face.
Oh, straight face. Like, it was absolutely nothing. The only good thing that bothered me was I liked it. It was a neat idea that it was like fan service, bringing in that old Naboo cruiser.
Oh.
And even making it like, I don't want to say stainless steel, but the shininess of the Razor's Crest, and removing the droid outlet in the back, putting a dump. Okay. Could you telegraph that punch any harder? We know what's coming now.
Yeah.
The only thing that bothered me, Richard, though, is he's a goddamn bounty hunter.
Yeah.
where the hell is he going to sleep? You know what I mean? I'm so Boba Fett with Slave One and the Mandalorian with the Razor's Crest. This was not only their ships; it was kind of like Serenity. It wasn't just their ship; it was their home.
Right.
Well, shit. What's he going to do now?
Well, how's he supposed to transport his prisoners?
Exactly. I've already seen that meme before too, where it was just like there's a trailer.
Oh, you all
back. But I will say, and it's something the writer was genius for this, because it's something you never have ever thought about. But having to have Din Djarin travel commercial.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, that was hilarious. I mean, that's something that you'd expect to see out of like a normal modern day TV show or movie, where the bounty hunter, has got like the duffel bag full of guns or whatever, and it's like he's got to go to Greyhound. Well, let's just. That was hysterical.
Yeah, I think everything on this worked for what it should have been, and it's really got to set up for episode 7. So, that's the finale. We're only getting 7 episodes, so.
Yeah. At the very end of the last episode, getting the Mandalorian grouped in with everyone else and getting ready for what almost feels like a mobster type version of Ocean's 13.
Oh.
We're getting this, we don't have an army, but we're going to strategically get everybody who has a specific function.
Right. It's like a great Western, like the
yes.
Yeah.
The Hateful Eight, the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, yeah. And they take on the whole army, which is, it'll probably work out in the long run, however they do it.
Oh, and speaking of fan service, man, what's his name? The other bounty hunter, Cad. Oh, the blue guy.
Oh, yeah.
Which we all know from Rebels and the Clone War.
Yeah. Oh, geez, I can't remember.
Oh man, and I tell you what, when Timothy Oliphant's character, Vance. Who I love that character. I love that character. But when they did that old Western kind of showdown in the middle of the street, or in the middle of town, dude, when you saw that silhouette coming, like pure Western.
Cad Bane,
thank you. When you saw Cad Bane's silhouette with the heat, what? I think I was like everybody else for like. Again, it goes back to the meme. Goes back to everything. Everything ties around memes, but it was the Leonardo DiCaprio where you see that silhouette, you're like,
Oops.
And then to see him in like live action, wow, they did a phenomenal job with him.
Yeah, like I said, they're really playing with the Star Wars stuff, They got their little action figures out. We're going to do this. We're going to do this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you can tell this is the Gen X crew making these too,
Oh,
this
God,
is
yeah.
Grew up with the original Star Wars,
Oh,
we want to see this. We want to see this, So.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if we could figure out a way to bring it? Here's how we do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Let's go.
Because I always remember reading back in, in between times between Star Wars and Empire, how when they first announced Boba Fett, and how the Mandalorians were supposed to be this great army that fought with fought the Jedis and stuff. And they were originally supposed to be something like that's who wiped out the Jedis. It wasn't supposed to be the clone troopers. It was supposed to be
I remember. Yeah.
That the Empire hired the Mandalorians to come in and fight the Jedis and stuff like that, because they were originally supposed to be like, a big force to fight each other, So, I kind of like what they did, though. You know what I'm saying? Because like Boba Fett was supposed to be like the last of the warriors, or something, because I know they was going in several different directions back then,
Yeah.
But it's working. It's Star Wars is really playing out for Disney Plus. That's for sure.
Oh God, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
And then that little bit we've seen of Obi-Wan's coming up, that's going to be something, be able to see, because we heard that Hayden Christensen's going to be reprising Darth Vader,
Yeah.
or at least in flashbacks maybe, or something. I don't know. We don't know for sure, So hopefully they'll maybe do a little bit of live action part of the Clone Wars. Who knows,
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, those last two episodes were definitely fanboy cocaine. It was just like, yeah, let's bring in Ahsoka Tano,
Yeah.
They were great. And, hopefully, once again, maybe we got 2 episodes left. Maybe we'll see a little bit more Boba Fett before the end of Boba Fett,
But that's just like Paramount Plus, now just dropped a big trailer for another franchise.
We mentioned that earlier. God damn, we're talking about Halo. Shit.
This series looks pretty intense.
Yeah.
And what we're talking about is the Halo series that's going to be on Paramount Plus starting when is the release? May, was it?
I think May, yeah.
Or March. Yeah, it's something like that. I'll find it. We can keep talking, but the trailer looked really intense. I mean,
Really,
live action sequencing with the CG and everything. So
And I mean, that's another property that has so much great backstory to pull from. Because I remember, I'm a Halo player from the first and second game. Just so much to draw from. It's like already, it's like once they announced it, it's just like, all right, we've already gotten enough material for 3 seasons.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's March the 24th. It's an M month.
Yeah.
It's March 24th. It's coming up fast.
Yeah. It's going to be it's going to be one of those properties that really, it's going to be that one property that for people like me that were on the wall about going to Paramount could really push,
Yeah.
or I could just pull a Richard and wait until, they release so many episodes
and then pick up in the
that 30-day trial and then, binge them and then like, I'm done.
Well, I just buy a month and then do the whole thing. Well, Paramount Plus, I'll already have the subscription started because Discovery's second half of the season starts on the February the 20 something, a couple weeks before that. So I'll already be watching Discovery because and Paramount Plus has also announced all the Star Trek stuff they're going. Strange New Worlds. I mean, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I hate to say they're copying it, but it was like they kind of looked at what Disney Plus did with the Star Wars universe and went, Jesus Christ, we have just as big of a universe. We're not just limited to the Enterprise. We can do this too. And now they are.
Yeah, and they're showing different time periods too, which is what I like, because Strange New Worlds takes place before the original series.
Right.
This is Captain Pike with Spock and the other number 1. So, I think that's going to work out pretty neat to see that because we've already seen a little bit of them introduction in Discovery, so we've seen it work. So I think it's going to work nice,
Yeah.
and then have even more Discovery set in the future. So we're way past the burn with Discovery. So we're having all different time frames. And then the animated stuff is really incredible too,
Mm-hmm.
So it's Paramount Plus is doing what it can,
Yeah. And like I said, their advantage too is, they're dealing from a huge pool of material, just like Star Wars. It's not like a single property. We don't have to just do the Enterprise. we have our own huge universe, and it's almost like they were. You could tell that they were planning on it, but they were like, okay, look, Star Wars is going to beat us to it. Let's take a step back. Let's see what they do. Let's see how the fans react to it. And once they realize, oh shit, the fans really liked it, full steam ahead. Green light that one, green light that one, green light that one.
Yeah, like the Prodigy, with the animated, I really like that. It's got Janeway back, even though she's a hollow, but it looks cool. I mean, the series works. I know it's more of a YA series,
Right.
It's more for younger viewers, or that mid-age viewer, not the younger, but
Right.
it kind of works, with Star Trek. I know they're trying to take Star Trek in like several different directions. It's almost like they're trying to do too much and see what sticks.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Paramount Plus has got iCarly coming back June, so season 2. I know, I had to go there.
Hey, everything old is new again. I look. We're talking about iCarly, and then Hulu. I just started watching Hilary Duff in How I Met Your Father, which is. It's been given the nickname Lizzie McGuire 2.0 because it's just like legitimately they could have called it Lizzie McGuire, and nothing would change. So far, it's been charming, but it's still the first season. There's nothing else on. I will continue to watch it. Nothing about that show has like really pulled me in yet, but.
But no, and of course, HBO Max though is going in totally another directions with total original stuff.
Oh my god! I know we mentioned it the last time we talked, Richard, but Jesus Christ, man, Peacemaker, dude! I went down the rabbit hole with this. Okay, Peacemaker. I've said it before and I'll say it again. That show has no right to be that good. That show is phenomenal. But one thing I found out about it, Richard, was, again, we've gotten to the point now we don't even mention spoilers, but at the end of the episode, Rich, when he was playing piano,
right?
I'm watching it, and I'm pretty hip when it comes to behind the scenes stuff and how they film everything. I'm watching it, and like especially some of the scenes where they showed like a wide angle showing him and his hands. Because we've all seen, movies where we know that guy's not playing the piano. Right. We know she's not playing the guitar. We know the camera tricks, but at the same time, I'm watching it going, man, they did a really good. How did they do this? I Googled it. I looked it up. John Cena can play the piano, and he was playing the piano for that scene.
Oh, really?
There were no camera tricks. I mean, it probably wasn't one take.
Right.
But when you see his hands on the keys, those are John Cena's hands on the keys. John Cena can play the piano. I saw that. And I saw a couple YouTube videos of him playing, and I'm like, sir, I liked you before. I love you now. What? Dude, I really like John. I really like John Cena, man. More and more, I like him more and more.
That's pretty cool.
And I like the way they're marketing the show too, because if you notice some of the promos they're doing online with Peacemaker, where it's like Batman. Well, that's a stupid name. He doesn't even have echolocate. They're really playing up to him being an asshole. And I really like the one they did a Polka Dot Man, where he's like, all he does is shoot polka dots. Actually, that's pretty goddamn cool. I'm like, even those like 20-second little snippets, it's like, damn, that's good stuff.
In his helmet with the X-rays.
Oh my god. The idea of not only that, but giving it. the more we're finding out about Peacemaker, man, they're really, goddamn, they're giving Peacemaker more character development than we've seen in a lot of like A-tier superheroes. Flash hasn't had this kind of back, and everything with Jason Patrick, his dad, being this world's famous racist supervillain, and then, damn, I really am. I am impressed by this show, and I get impressed more and more every week by this show.
Yeah, I really, I'm kind of enjoying it too for what it is. It's crazy, but it's kind of weird. Still on the same thing, but over at CW, they announced that new Gotham Knights that they're producing or trying to make, pilot for.
Yeah,
they're doing what I kind of suggested. Don't worry about the universe. Make whatever and make it good.
Oh man, let's jump into the CW, dude.
Seriously, I always said, don't worry about the connected universe. Just make a good, Gotham Knights is going to be an Elseworld, more or less.
Yeah,
it doesn't have anything to do with the Arrowverse. It's like, yeah, let's do this. Just like Naomi, I still don't think that's part of the connected universe.
You're absolutely right. I don't either, and I don't even think Superman and Lois are this iteration of Superman and Lois. I really don't think
after the last 2 episodes.
Yes, because the idea that with everything going on, that they wouldn't have brought Kara in,
right,
is preposterous. So once you accept the fact that maybe we're outside of that universe,
right,
then it completely makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, they're fighting this. I think it's Bizarro myself.
Yeah.
They were saying Doomsday, but but I think.
Oh, you want to talk about one of the end-all, beat-all greatest bait and switches that a TV show has ever done? Because not only, Lois not name drops Doomsday, but says the word.
Yeah.
But for old school comic book fans who remember the introduction of Doomsday,
he was in that suit.
He had that same suit.
Yeah.
And then even the idea, like when John Henry busts the helmet a little bit and we saw a little bit of the face, my first initial thought was it was still like Doomsday, but maybe based off of Clark's DNA. But after the complete reveal, when you saw the backwards ass, I literally slammed down and went, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. They went bizarre. Holy shit.
Yeah. And it makes so much sense because they got a connection,
Yeah.
And, it really does.
And like, what the hell is going on with that pendant? And not only that, this is another example of why Superman and Lois is such a phenomenal show, is because it not only deals so well with the Superman stuff, but all the other stories, like with Lois and her sister, with the boys, they don't feel like B stories.
Right. They
feel like a full equal part of the main story.
Yeah, it really does. I really like the you got the younger side, the stuff that's going on in the high school and stuff. Then you got the parents, and you even got all the different interactions. It's just so different.
And one of the moments that really got me in the last couple episodes, not this last episode, but the episode before, was when Lois was at the diner and was preparing to meet her sister to talk about if she was the one that had sold her out about the cult and everything.
Right.
When the cult leader lady walked in, that was a bigger gut wrench for me. That was like truly like, like that had a deeper resonance than like the reveal of the creature being Bizarro, because like that was some like real suspense movie, Oh, that was so good. When the cult leader lady walked in there, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then everything that's going on with the boys right now, Jonathan's struggling with being the non-super. You know what I mean? You know, and not only being the non-super as opposed to his brother, but with the introduction of that K kryptonite being like a drug, he's seeing the effects of, you know, like other people like on his football team getting amped up. Now it's really starting to bother him.
Right.
Everything with John Henry and Natalie, that has been phenomenal. I love both those characters. I really do love both those characters.
Yeah, I think this, like you said, they're adding that for the CW side, but at the same time, it's not hurting the series.
No, especially fans of the comic books. You know, we know who John Henry is, and we know they changed it a little bit. You know, where Natalie being the daughter of, but I know that in the comic books, Natalie steps up into her own and takes on the mantle of Steel,
right?
Making her a tech genius that was more than a little responsible for, with her dad's suit. That was a great touch. And then with everything that went on with her dad this last episode, I think they're setting it up for her to take the mantle.
Could be.
Yeah. I love Superman and Lois. That show is so well written.
Yeah, like the only thing that's really kept it grounded to the Arrowverse was having what's his name guest star over
from Diggle. Arrow.
Yeah, Diggle. So there is that connection. So it does kind of exist,
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like you said, if he gets his series with the Justice U, that might be pretty cool. That maybe some of these kids from this, from Superman could go over to that, and become younger superheroes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably what that's all about. And hopefully, if they get this sale of the CW over with and stuff, maybe the stuff will just switch over to HBO. Max, that is. But
Batwoman's been good. Batwoman, I really enjoy the show Batwoman. I just really wish they would make up their mind which direction they're going.
Yeah, I know it's going in like several different directions at once.
Yeah, it's almost like at first they were like, we're gonna reintroduce all the older characters. And here's the thing about the timeline to it: they make it sound like Batman and his Rogues Gallery happened 100 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like ancient history.
Yeah. So how long ago was that? Was that like the 70s in that universe?
Yeah. Because they're talking about, we've seen stuff with Mr. Freeze, but that, was so long ago, and like the Joker with the Joy Buzzer. And here's a complete kind of twist was in this last episode where Kiki, they tracked down the character Kiki, who was supposedly like the Joker's tech guru or whatever, she made the comment, that while she was in Arkham, her therapist was Harleen Quinzel. So that's what really threw me off was like, okay, wait a minute. Was Kiki this universe's version of Harley Quinn? I mean, not Harley Quinn, but like it just got kind of confuddled. And then the idea that her brother, that Ryan's brother, is essentially the new Joker. I mean, they even called him out,
Yeah.
Like with the purple hair and the Joker-esque outfit. Like, what are they trying to do?
Yeah, and then even when we saw Poison Ivy come back,
Ooh, man, not to sound like an asshole, but you want to talk about disappointment, man. I've seen so many iterations of Poison Ivy, and I just didn't feel that from her.
Yeah, it didn't work, I didn't think.
It didn't work, and the idea that they crammed the relationship with Renee Montoya down our throat. It's like, you're allowed to have characters not interact and have a history with other characters.
Yeah, who knows, I don't know. It just seems like they've just been going in. I don't know. I don't think they know what they want to do. And is this going to be the last season? I keep hearing this is the last season of Batwoman.
Yeah, very possible. But speaking of CW shows that cannot fail, man, Legends of Tomorrow. God damn, I love that. Dude. I can't speak highly enough about that show, man, because you want to talk about a show, again, like what you were saying earlier, Richard, what makes a good show is when they don't worry about their interactions with other episodes. Just make a good show.
Right.
Legends of Tomorrow takes that concept and blows it out. Like, they don't even give a damn that they are a TV show. They will look right into the camera and say, "Are we doing a flashback episode? We're doing a flashback episode." Evil robot twins? Bring them on, But having Thawne, holy shit, that was brilliant. That, what? It's pretty bad when Legends of Tomorrow handles Flash characters better than the Flash does. But that show, God, man, that show was just balls out entertaining. And I like that they're finally kind of making jokes that Matt Ryan, is playing this new character, and they finally acknowledge it. Like, you look exactly like Hans, Just the simple fact for that show, being so tongue in cheek and like breaking the fourth wall.
Right.
It was only a matter of time before somebody went, you look a lot like our friend Johnny. But God, that show is so much fun. And I really liked when the evil version of Sarah Lance and Steele show up to Thawne, and even Thawne was like, "You haven't worn that outfit. I haven't seen you in that outfit forever." Because it's like, oh yeah, I think we all forgot the fact that she used to be the White Canary. And the one previous episode, Rich, where they were basically making fun of reality TV show, where they were stuck in a reality TV show in hell.
Oh yeah.
And they were spoofing like every reality show ever. Like Sawyer was like from Survivor, and she just like got naked just to get inside people's heads. God, I love that show.
Yeah, like I said, I just hope everything works out good and we can keep these series going strong,
Yeah.
And Flash is even returning,
Yeah.
It's on a new night.
Oh, that is the death kiss, bro. Come on. Look, I know in modern times, with streaming services and everything, times and nights really don't matter that much anymore. But come on, Rich. We're the generation where we know that getting moved to Wednesday night, they just don't give a shit anymore. Might as well put it on Friday night at 10 o'clock when they know everybody's going to be out and nobody's going to watch the show. But even that, the previews that we've seen of The Flash coming up, again, it's one of those, what the shit? Like a minute, like an episode or two ago, with Despero, it's like, oh, he's going to be the force of evil, even though we've seen his kids, and now all that's gone because now we've got his kids back, and like stuff's going on in time. It's just. Come on, man. The horse is on its last leg. Let's put it out of its misery and just let's get to the movie. come on, let's just get to the Flash.
But yeah, that's what it is for CW now.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, Legends of Tomorrow and Superman and Lois are their own entity, because Legends is so out there amongst the time stream that they don't have any interaction. Superman and Lois, we can acknowledge that they don't have really anything else to do with the CW universe. You've even said it, Richard. The Arrowverse / the Flash is dead. It's time to end it and start again.
Yeah. Or just move everything over to HBO Max and just do what they were going to do with HBO Max. I mean, the producer is basically already jumping ship and going to HBO Max and producing the stuff on HBO Max. So
yeah,
I just think they just need to start doing more like Peacemaker.
Yeah. Oh my God. That show is so good. Steve Agee. Oh my God. Steve Agee killing a talking gorilla with a chainsaw. Enough said right there. That. I love that.
We need an Aqualad spinoff from Titans.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. And dude, that is one of the best. I love watching those compilation videos of a Peacemaker just talking shit about everybody. Like, evidently Aquaman bangs fish. Superman has a poop fetish. Dude, nothing is. And I love, like, where do you find this stuff out? Google, look it up. It's like, God.
No, you don't want to Google stuff anymore.
No, God, no. But speaking of Googling and looking stuff up, Richard, we've hit the hour mark.
Yeah.
About time to wrap it up. Can you tell everybody that's watching it or listening where they can find and hear all of this?
Yeah, you can just go to undergroundvideonetwork.com. That's where you find our main site, and the UVN Plus video archive is there. All 800 plus of our episodes, panels, and everything else, from UVN Behind the Counter to UVN We Talk Too Much. So everything's located there. So just follow the links, and we have socials on both Facebook, Insta, and Twitter. So,
yep. All right.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, on behalf of myself, Michael Borf, and my good friend Richard Catterjohn, we hope everybody is staying safe and healthy, and right now staying warm. And we can't wait to see you at a comic book store, or just out in person real soon. So if you would kindly, Richard, please